This game doesn't really use non-detonating physics, so things that are in motion don't slow down, or do slow down. Something else to keep in mind. I think we're almost to the, there we go, I can see it lighting up now.
Nice work, Cutter. Like I said, tethers are your friends. Once you get the hang of them, you can get pretty creative with how you use them. Alright, now for the fun stuff. And when I say fun, I mean incredibly dangerous. Next, we're going to learn about pressurization. According to links, decompression events are the #1 cause of death, and as a result, cloning. Alright, let's open up your scanner and see what we see. Let's see if we can crack into this ship without making her pop. See that airlock over there? Let's go check it out.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Using airlocks is always a good idea, but there may be times later when you encounter ships without functioning airlocks. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, Cutter. For now, let's get inside. Alright, let's see if there's a way to depressurize this sucker so we can get to work on it. Look for an atmosphere regulator. If it's working, this device will let us depressurize the room safely. You don't want to trigger a violent decompression, believe me. There she is, the reactor. That's your meal ticket right there, Cutter. Alright, this one's pretty easy. She should just slide out of her coolant casing with a good yank from your grapple. But before you do that, it's always a good idea to clear a path for her straight to the barge, because once you pull it, she starts melting down. And when it comes to reactors, you never know how many ticks you got till she goes boom.
Very important information right there. Certain objects will have like electrical charges on them. Certain ones will explode like this. The reactors will explode after a certain amount of time if you don't get it in the barge. Power cells will electrify if they touch anything and kind of burn themselves out or do damage to you. If you cut anything that has fuel in it, the whole shebang will explode, do all kinds of damage to you, and blow up half the ship. Done that many times.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
Back off a little bit. We need to get one more plate, I think. Actually, maybe two more. Can make use of our tethers now. Technically, you can disconnect these and turn them in at the barge, but they're not very expensive. Valuable. It's not really worth it. Okay. So now we're going to hook this up with a tether. Might actually do two. I'm just going to fire it off that way. And eventually, those will both get pulled in. As you can see now, if the attenuation gets too high, they'll break. I'm not sure there's an upgrade to like prevent that or what.
Looks like you can manage on your own for a bit, which is good because I just got assigned another worm on a salvage station on the other side of Earth Village. Just a reminder that your training amounts for O2, tethers, and fuel will be reset once you start your next shift. I'll be back to check in on you from time to time, but until then, remember this. Measure twice, cut once, and tethers are your friends. Good luck out there, Cutter. Weaver out.
And from this point on, it's going to be the actual game. You have to manage all your resources. You have to manage your debt and whatnot. So we destroyed 2 lights. Again, they're not that valuable, so. Here's all of our fees. So you have an interest on your debt of 0.01%. You got all these bay lease fees. Your most expensive things are cutter and your grapple rental. So those are going to be the first things you want to actually, because once you get to rank 9, you can buy your own cutter and grapple guns, tools, and that'll wipe out 210k of your total cost per shift. So up here you have your LT, which are your upgrade points you use to upgrade things, spend them to upgrade. You get them through doing work orders. Different work order tasks will give you different amounts. The first thing I'm going to do is we're going to increase the grapple strength, though. We still have enough to do one more, so I'm thinking we're probably going to go to I'm going to do cutter distance, but thrusters would actually this would be a lot more valuable because it'll allow you to push things more easily if you need to push them. Adds another 4 ms to your top speed. Either that or oxygen is another good one. Probably don't have to get it at this point, but getting another 100 oxygen onto your supply is very useful. I think we'll go with the distance. Alright, so we're going to do another shift. We're going to finish doing this one. So, as best I can tell, a day is when you turn the program off and turn it back on. So if you do one of these one-day shifts, if you get halfway through it, stop the game and start playing again, you won't have the shift to continue working on the next time you run the game. That's what it seems to be anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the one that's the most valuable here. Which seems to be the Bellicose Allen, is 4.7 mil, 4.6 mil. So we're gonna grab that one.
Alright, Cutter. Now that you've completed your training, you're only about 1 billion credits away from paying off your debt to Lynx. I know the thought of making 10,000 credits, let alone 1 billion, sounds impossible right now, but I can assure you it is within your reach if you put in the work. You got the DNA to be a great salvager one day. Literally. Your report here says your blood work confirmed ideal genetic makeup, physique, intelligence, and psychological profile for the position of shipbreaker. I'm guessing that means Lynx thinks you're less likely to blow yourself up. Let's see if they're onto something. Complete your work order and return here to your hab when you're ready for another ship. And careful with that reactor. One false move and you're a goner. And a whole lot of credits pour.
Yeah, we still can't move that yet.
Weaver out.
Yeah, we can't even, like, it just pulls us to it automatically. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this down there. So we have to salvage the reactor, a power cell, on let's salvage 2.6 kilograms of nanocarbon, and almost 500 kg of steel, of metal, so aluminum. That should get pretty close. So let's go ahead and, while that's heading down there, let's go ahead and get the ship depressurized.
Airlock pressure levels dropping. Airlock pressure levels increasing. Air pressure levels increasing. Airlock pressure levels dropping.
That's one of these. Okay, that's going to be fun. Yeah, it kind of stopped. Give it one last push here. We want to go get some oxygen once we get this down here. You can buy it from the terminal up there by the habit station. You also will have to buy repair kits for your tools, but you can't repair them out here. You can only repair them from the hab, so you have to go in and complete your shift.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
So we're going to go up here. Because we're going to be running low on oxygen, we'll get a warning here pretty soon. I think once it drops below hundreds when it starts warning you. Okay, not quite.
Oxygen levels stabilizing.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get inside of this thing. Pull out the reactor. We'll have to cut through back into the reactor compartment, though, because it's sealed off at the moment. Or, maybe not. These ones don't have the reactor connected to anything, so you might be able to get away with just pulling out the engine and be able to go through the engine compartment to get to it.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
It came out a bit fast.
Salvage
Okay.
secured. Credits deposited.
Let's go and get this out of the way.
Valuable objects processed. Credits awarded.
Okay, reactor is out.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
So the power cells on these are normally in the in these outer sections. The only way to get to those is to cut the front part off, though. So what we'll need to do here is get rid of this thing. Can actually pull these out. So this door will go to the processor. I can pull it out of here. There we go. Oh hell. Get in there.
Object accepted for processing.
This guy go to the furnace. Now we can get through.
Cutter, there's 5 minutes remaining in this shift. Get in while the getting's good. We wrap.
Alright, so to do this part, you need to cut off the these points here. That'll be 4 of them. And then you need to use your thrusters to push the cockpit away from the rest of the ship. There's a couple ways to do it. I find the easiest to be just go to the front of it, get on this flat piece of the glass, and just push.
Make your way back to the kiosk on the starting platform to fill up your own too.
Yeah, gotta do that.
Trust me on this one. Weaver out.
Still got 4 minutes, so it's probably a good idea. Gotta do that in a bit. You got quite a bit of time to get over there. Okay, it's a fairly good distance there. Cryo canister. You can probably still get some of the side end,
Oxygen reserves are critical.
the floor and those hull plating pieces on the top and bottom into the processor before the shift is over. You don't have to go in before the shift ends. Just don't think you do. I don't think there's any kind of negative consequences for staying out too long. But there could be. I'm not entirely sure yet. I haven't noticed any, let's put it that way. It's like these things here, you can't pull the side plating off of these. So you have to, once you cut them off of the cockpit proper, you have to push them over to a processor. Let's see, hopefully it's not on that side. Oh, there it is there. That's the power node, power thing. Power cell. You can also find O2 canisters and fuel canisters inside of here as well. Instead of ships sometimes. You won't find them all the time though. Oh hell, that caught on fire. And now I'm on fire, great.
Damage. Links recommends maintaining a safe distance from flammable items.
And that's what can happen. And so we destroyed that. Okay, so what we're going to do.
Time is winding down, Cutter. Dig deep and let's finish strong.
Crap. Broke the bonds on that. Broke the tethers on that one, that's fine. Alright, we'll get those two in at least.
Object process.
Yeah, we finished that, actually finished that one. So we cleared almost 1 million on that one. On that shift. We destroyed a soft crate and a door. So if you look up here, this will go down by 400k. Or about 400, maybe a little bit less. And then if you end up with not enough salvage to get over that 400k cost, you end up adding to your debt. So what do we need for certifications here? We need more objectives. We need power cells, furniture, and credits. Furniture is stuff like chairs. Alright, equipment. I'm going to repair the cutter because that's getting kind of low. Alright, start shift, continue salvage. So what we're going to be doing this time out, so we're going to grab the power cell. For that though, we have to actually cut over, if we don't cut away the side portion of this from the crawl space, you'll end up just blowing the hell out of it, out of the power cell, or damaging yourself with an electrical discharge. So we'll switch over to the cutter. We'll cut these points here. Got a little too toasty there. Let's go ahead and push this away. This is going to be too heavy to move, I think. Oh no, I guess not. Oh, this isn't the section that has the... It's not this section, which will be much too heavy. Let's get that extra little thing on it. Okay, facade bit. So now we should be able to pull this right out of here and throw it down to the barge. And that work order is done.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
So is that one. Gotta be careful around these. These will explode if you shoot them with the cutter. And they go up pretty bad. They go up in a very huge explosion. It usually takes out half the ship. It looks like we can move it with this, potentially. It's in the yellow. Or not. Yeah, I didn't think so. It is a little bit too heavy. Getting a little low on fuel. And you can't cut any of this. You can't pull any of it off either. You just have to push it. Maybe you can tether other parts to this and push those, potentially. Like, for example, this.